All right, I am going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Monday, November 18th, start of another week, and set by Vulcan. That's always a welcome sight. All right, rope one may in frustration come to the end of. Ooh, yeah, I think the phrase I'm at the end. Oh, tether. No, yeah, now when you say I'm at the end of my tether, I think that's what it is. All right, here when to start driving in this break. So I think it's a homophone, something that means when to start driving. That would be like a green light or, oh, could it be something to do with golf, like a tee shot in this break? Oh, a tea break? Yeah, I think it's going to be tea. What would you call a tea break other than a tea break? But then I think it's going to be TEE for driving as well. No. How about boxer is Stony broke? I presume it's an anagram. Ah, yes, of course. He fought at the weekend. Didn't do too well, but yeah, he has some issues, to say the least. Mike Tyson. All right. Tempted by hospital department made very cold. Ooh, hospital department might be ER, although in Britain that would be A&E. Made very cold, could be iced. Oh, it's the other hospital department that comes up a lot, ear, nose, and throat. Iced is enticed or tempted. Let's continue on with the downs. In theory, it's in black and white. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. No grays or no color, no something in theory as something at something. Nope. No, a rare conflict. This one, I think it's going to be something war. No, a rare. Yeah, I don't know. And then this one, Korean War. Is that an anagram or no can be can? A rare. Nope. Spiel or spiel, a new example. So I think it might be a word for spiel and starts with N for new and then a 6-letter word for example. Spiel, natter, something like that. No, let's go, excuse me, back to the crosses. Appear in court and stare at the ceiling. Uh, Stare at the ceiling could simply be look up. But how does that appear in court? Appear could be look. Oh, yes, and if you are in court, they say you are up before the beak. I remember reading that, I think, in some P.G. Wodehouse books. All right, what necromancer may do to make us happier? Something, the something. Necromancers, yeah, something like cast spells or no. Let me go back and look at these downs now that we have the starting letters. In theory, oh, on paper, I think would be in theory. I always think of the old story about the Irish Taoiseach Garrett Fitzgerald, who was a very academic man, and they were discussing some economic issue Ireland was facing. And somebody suggested a solution, and he looked thoughtful and he said, "Yes, I can see that would work in practice, but would it work in theory?" I think I've told that story before. I love that. All right, maybe it is Korean, but other than we have the K, obviously, and the N and the O. Yeah, don't see it. Oh, and then Spiel doesn't begin with new. Ah, but Spiel can be patter, not natter, patter, plus the N, so it was the other way around. A pattern might be an example that you copy. All right, we got another couple of letters there for our necromancer. Oh, something that raised the spirits, I think, would be to make everyone happy. All right. One's eaten out of house and home. Ah, I like that clue, but I don't see it. Unusual ending. I presume it's going to be. Oh, I think it might be. Yeah, I think it might simply be a cryptic definition. A picnic would be eaten outside, so out of house and home. I mean, the repetition of house and home isn't really necessary, but all right. Old, watch, salesman, approaching consumer. Yes, I somehow I have at the back of my mind this word for an old watch, and maybe it's because we've had it in the crossword before, but a repeater. And so a salesman can be a sales rep, and if you're consuming things, you're an eater, perhaps. Gender fluid partners in these aisles. Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'm wondering if it's an anagram of gender for the first six letters of fluid version. And then partners, what would that be? Oh, that could be north and south in Brit, yeah, or E and W in these aisles. Yeah, not Englander. Inlander. No, I think I need something more for that. Oh, how about here when to start driving in this break? What, yeah, so if it is a tea time. Ah, yes, of course. That would be your tea break and a tea time when you start playing golf. Doesn't really help me with my gender fluid. Is it going to be any DE? Oh no, we have the DRE. No, don't see it. Having an argument in a boat. Okay, that's a very simple double definition, just complicated by the different pronunciations, rowing versus rowing. All right, this really is looking like Korean. I'm going to put it in, and we'll find out at the end when I do check all. But I still don't understand how that would work. Let me just make a note. Korean. No. All right. Oh, how about this? Dishes up on these dishes. So I think it's just going to be a word for serves up or something, and then it's also the name of platters. No, let's try and get the last letter later. No calf could fall to this bird of prey. All right, so I think it is going to be a bird of prey. No calf. Nope. Hurry to exchange contracts for home in Derby, say. Rush to exchange contracts. Oh, is there a word for that in a business sense? Now, what's home in Derby? Derby the hat, or is it a place in Derbyshire? No. One granting permission first to lift one banner. I think it's going to be one granting permission. First to lift would be an L. One might be an I. And then banner, not a flag or a standard. Oh, it could be somebody who bans things. So then it might be the opposite of, yeah, one granting permission is LI and the opposite. One granting permission beginning with LI, liberal, liberator, yes, a licensor, and a censor is a banner. All right, noon in Italian city, so retire to bed. 6 letters. Are we gonna have maybe Rome at around the outside? Or what's another short Italian city? Bari. Yeah, I think, and then we have to put. Yeah, how can we get noon? So retired to bed. I suppose noon can be abbreviated to N. Yes, I think if you wrote down 12N for 12 noon and put that in Turin, then we can turn in. Ooh, 15 letters. Picture what she does for us. Wow. Picture what she does. That's another great clue. No, the way to dress in intermittent light. The way might be a street. I'm thinking ST and then something for dress. And it's, yes, a dress might be a robe, and an intermittent light might be a strobe light. Relative from America in the money, not much. So I think the definition is not much money. Relative from America, and that in the money. No. All right. How about her escort comes from Kentish Town? Well, I think there is a place called Kentish Town. Is it part of London? But I think we have to actually think of another 9-letter town in Kent, which I'm not an expert on English geography at all. But I think it may end up being an anagram of her escort. Those letters come from the 9 letters of this. Not Dorchester, but it's almost like that. Oh, I think we have an extra R. I think it might be Rochester. That looks like, without checking, looks like the right anagram. All right, comes down in a thin dress finally. So I think the definition is comes down like a bird, maybe. A is thin is light, and dress finally is the final letter, the S. All right, after a breather, task is a cosmetic improvement. Well, I think the task must be a job. And then we have a short word for a breather. And then something that is only a cosmetic. Oh, I think the breather is actually something which breathes, which would be your nose. And a nose job is a cosmetic improvement. This must be a falcon. Yes, so it's an anagram of no calf, of course. All right. Wildly inaccurate. Footballer's big defeat. Wildly inaccurate. I'm thinking of something like an air shot. Isn't that like in basketball? If you completely miss the hoop, it's an air shot. But wildly inaccurate. Wildly might be an anagram indicator, but I don't think so here. And then I think footballer's big defeat might be a punning definition. No. Merchant taken to court for a pound. Ah, well, that's very clever because it's obviously referring to the merchant of Venice taken to court for a pound of flesh. Yeah, but I'm very sure with turn in. So is it going to be a merchant? And then maybe we have something for court. A pound might be AL. Vintner, no. Bloody embarrassed. No. Parts with luxury car to reporter. So to reporter suggests it's a homophone, what the reporter hears. And the luxury car would be a Rolls Royce, which sounds like ROLES. Parts in a play would be rolls. All right, so now our relative from America in the money, not much. No. Oh, have some nice letters if that J is right. I think it's yeah, so I think it's just a cryptic definition. A photojournalist, pictures is what she does. Take pictures for for a picture, what she does for us. Oh, for us might be for the Guardian. I think that might be giving us the journalist part. I'll make a note. I don't think it's an anagram. No, there's no J. So what am I talking about? All right. Um, we do have a U now in our wily. Oh, something far out, I think. Yes, a footballer's big defeat might be an FA, Football Association rout. That's clever. Our merchant now taken to court for a pound. Extinct would fit, but I don't see how it would work. Ooh, we do now have this nice F. Hurry to exchange. Contracts for home in Derby, say. No. Oh, not a bad first pass. but that's what we expect from Vulcan on a Monday. All right, this really does look like an anagram of gender, but then the partners in these aisles. Oh no, it's not an anagram of gender. It's some aisles around Britain, and it's the Hebrides, the inner and outer Hebrides, but it reads as he brides. Very clever. I wonder if Vulcan is the first one to make that connection. All right, dishes up now on these dishes. I'm going to pause and run through the alphabet for the first letter and see if any word comes to mind. As I came to S, I was thinking again, oh, I wish it was serves, but then I remembered that there is something called Sèvres, which I think is a kind of porcelain. And so it serves dishes upwards, reversed, and then on these dishes would be the Sèvres, if I'm saying that even close. All right, are bloody embarrassed. No idea what that's. Yeah, again, I'm wondering about turn in, but it has to be turn in, retire to bed. Otherwise, something to do with blush. Blood rushing to your face when you're embarrassed. Now, embarrassed can also mean when you don't have the money to pay, financially embarrassed. But I'm not seeing that. My merchant taken to court for £1. Yeah, I'm wondering if it could be £1 of some kind, because merchant taken to court sounds more like wordplay than taken to court for £1. But what kind of a pound? A pound money? Pound as in punch? Pound as in a dog pound? Now, it could be a merchant short word put inside a court. Court can be CT, of course, so court can be woo. No, I think maybe this might be my best way in. It would give me two nice starting letters. Hurry. What's a... Yeah, maybe the definition is hurry. It's a two-word phrase. But I'm thinking it's going to be home in Derby, say, but I think that might be a bit of a stretch or something funny going on there. All right, time to pause and run through the alphabet again. Well, I haven't solved this one yet, but I did think it might be Derby as an example, not of a hat, but of a race. And so something race, I think the four-letter word beginning with F is going to be home, I think. And then would the definition be hurry to exchange contracts? I don't know what kind of, maybe it's an English expression, exchange contracts. But anyway, my point is, when I got race, then I looked at that and thought, blood can be referred to as crimson. And of course, if you're really embarrassed, you turn crimson. Then I looked and thought, well, if that's an N at the end, maybe it's a relative. And since my last name is Cousins, it didn't take me too long to think of cousin. And so it's US is America. And it's in the money, but not much. It's inside a coin. Oh, that noun gives us a nice O. Um, I'm wondering, I'm going to pause and look up Shylock. Wasn't he the Merchant of Venice? But or maybe he has another name. Let me pause and look that up. Ah, yes, I'm showing my ignorance. I think Shylock is the one who took him to court, perhaps. Antonio is the merchant. And so it was just a cryptic definition, and obviously I need to brush up my Shakespeare because I think that was a write in. Anyway, oh dear. All right, so now the hurry. If it is something race, unless we put home can be in, maybe we put in inside of the race. But I think then it would have to be the I there and the N there, and that would give us nace. Oh, or something ince, maybe? No. Am I confident in far out? Yeah, it has to be an FA route. So, oh, I'm wondering if there's something called a flat race. Yeah, and then I think it might be a double definition. I don't think there's wordplay as such. I think maybe Derby doesn't have jumps in it, and therefore it's considered a flat race. And so I'm thinking maybe in London, flats are at such great demand that when one goes on offer, there's a race to exchange contracts. That's my best guess. We'll check it at 15 squared. All right. I wasn't very sure in the Korean War, but let's check all. Everything is still there. All right, let's head on over to 15 squared. Oh, let me look first for any kind of theme, or if we have a pangram. No, I don't think we had many unusual. No, I'm not seeing anything special there today, but we'll find out. All right, the blog is by Eileen. Should suit those who like a gentle Monday puzzle. That's me. All right. That's interesting. Maybe that's why I paused at the beginning, having lived in the US, is the usual American expression is the end of one's rope. But yeah, I think end of one's tether. There's the Hebrides. I did like that. Yeah, so flat, well, just doesn't it? Yeah, hurry to exchange contracts for home is called a flat race. I've never heard that expression, but I was able to work it out. And then photojournalist, simply a cryptic definition. And then on the downs, just, oh, it's Noah Rare. Ah, of course. Yeah, I should have spotted that. Good Lord. And conflict telling us to anagram, and then it's sort of an and lit as well. All right, and there's serves. The answer is they had serves already. Sevre. Yeah. All right. All right. What are the comment section saying? Found this quite tough. So I think Michelle must be a new solver. Welcome, and it will get better. It will get easier. Oh, there's a typo. Yeah. You aren't the only one. Da, 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 da. Wondering if people might question Rochester. Oh, yeah, I never looked that up, being called a Kentish town since it's part of Medway these days. Oh, well. All beyond me. All right. Well, that really was, I think, pretty gentle for a Monday. I did enjoy it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. And oh, before I go, one thing you may have noticed sometimes my thumbnails on YouTube have the black circle in the bottom where my little camera should be. The explanation is that I'm very lazy. YouTube automatically generates 3 thumbnails that I can choose from, and sometimes it catches right at the start where I'm turning on my camera and it's just a black circle. Although some days it's a gray circle. I'm not sure what that's all about. Anyway, just simply my laziness. I just go with that, or I go with one where it's, a little further on in the video if I think that might be better for the day. Anyway, thank you as always for watching and have a great day.